I just want to say thanks to one of my subscribers, Jason, for putting me onto this movie, because I'll be God honest, I was not going to fucking watch this movie, but I sure am glad I did. Welcome to Happywax TV. So tonight we're talking about the movie Redwood Massacre, Annilation. So I just right off the hop, I have not seen the first movie. Although after I watched this one, I went and quickly downloaded the first movie and I kind of skimmed through it. And just to kind of see what the gist was, to see how it differed from this flick, right? Because it's the same director, David Ryan Keith. And so basically the first movie is, you know, a bunch of kids go into the woods camping. Then this big motherfucker comes out with the lumberjack shirt on and the coveralls and this crazy looking, I don't know, potato sack sort of a mask and goes after him and chops him up. But I don't know the whole gist of that movie because I haven't watched it. I just kind of skimmed through it. Well, this movie, okay, part 2, same director, kind of picks up after the fact. I forget how many years after the fact. It might be 4 or 5 years or something like that. But holy fuck, man, I liked this movie. I really did. When I first started the video, 1 hour and 44 minutes is what it is, and I'm thinking to myself, holy fuck, this is going to be way too long for this style of fucking movie. But it's not. It just, I don't know. Again, my reviews are just my opinion, so they may differ from what you guys think, but I really did like this movie. It's fucking low budget, right? Don't kid yourself. It's a low budget fucking movie. But the location set for this one, where it takes place in this kind of like an underground sort of an army base, laboratory sort of deal, was killer. I don't know where they found that set, but holy fuck, good for you guys, because it just upped your movie like tenfold. And as far as I could tell, all the gore in this movie, or at least a large part of it, some of the gunshots and stuff were like muzzle flashes you can get, you know, in packs and stuff. But for the most part, all the gore in this movie, and there's a fair amount of gore in these movies, is all practical. So I'm like, fucking all right. That's what I like. You know what I mean? Low budget practical gore. You can't fucking beat that. So, but I don't know, man. And I'm scratching my head as to why, okay, I'm not gonna lie here. I know why I didn't watch these movies. It was from the fucking poster. Okay, I did see this movie. It did come to me. Okay, I did see it, and I saw the poster for it, and I was thinking, there's no way I'm gonna fucking watch this. This is like gonna be terrible. But I don't know who did the poster for this, but you need to change it because a lot of people are not gonna watch this movie because of how fucking terrible the fucking poster for this movie is. I wasn't gonna watch it, and then I had Jay message me on Instagram asking me if I had seen it, and I was like, no. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe I'll give it a go on the weekend, and I ended up watching it yesterday, and I was like, fuck, I almost passed up on this movie. So anyways, let's get through the nuts and bolts here of this movie. Basically what it is it stars Daniel Harris as Laura Dempsey, and then John Campling, who's awesome in this movie too, is Tom Dempsey. So there's a girl from the first movie that goes missing, okay? I don't know what her name is. I haven't seen that movie. I just flipped through it really quick. But Laura is her sister, and then Tom Dempsey is the missing girl's father, right? So they don't have the best relationship, and Tom Dempsey has written a book on his missing daughter, and this legendary guy that I don't know what his name is, the guy that wears the cool looking face mask there, and he goes around on a tour, promoting this book and book signings and stuff on his missing daughter. And is this guy, real, or is it just made up or whatever? And then there's also Damian Puckler, who plays Max, and this character is fucking awesome. Like, he was one of the reasons why this movie was so good. He brings this character, and we're introduced to him early on. Now, he is obsessed with this guy, okay, this big hulking fucking slasher guy, and somehow he's acquired the mask, okay? I forget how he got it. I apologize. But somehow he's acquired the mask, and he's trying to find this location where this this all took place, to see if it's actually real, to see if this guy fucking exists, because he idolizes him. And I love how they make his character, like, he's so obsessed with it, but he's also like a psychopath himself, because it shows him in the beginning trying to get answers from this one girl who's tied to this chair, and the excruciating stuff he does to her. And then in another scene, he's like, how do I say this politely? He's raped and killed this guy's wife, and he's having sex with her while he's making her watch tied to the chair. Yeah, it's just, you know what I mean? It goes above and beyond, showing how fucking sick and twisted and demented this Max character is. And it's fantastic. Not the acts that he was doing, but just the fact, like, they didn't fucking cheap out, or, you know what I mean? Like, so many movies do that, where they just go the easy route, or they don't want to offend anybody. Listen, you're going to watch these two scenes alone, and if you don't feel uneasy watching them, like, I've seen a fucking gajillion horror movies over 49 years of my life, and even this low budget, the acts that were being performed here made me fucking wince a little bit. So that in itself made this a good movie, because it doesn't happen to me a lot, all right? So right there was fucking win-win. But basically, Max comes across as this bumbling buffoon to this Tom Dempsey guy, and he wants to try and help him find this mysterious fucking masked guy and the location that this happened, because so far they haven't been able to find it. And that's the gist of this movie. They get Laura, who's played by Danielle Harris, the sister, and reluctantly she goes with them into the forest, right? It's a 2-day trek in to try and find this location of where it happened, to see if their, you know, daughter/sister is still alive. And Max has his other reasons for wanting to go. He lies to them and says, you know, his brother was in this group of people that went out and stuff like that. And that's basically this story, is them going in and finding this underground base. And along the way too, their friend, Tom and Laura's friend Gus, who's this hulking man. He's I forget what his character is supposed to be, if he was like special ops or whatever, but he comes along too, played by Gary Casper, and he is fucking awesome. He is awesome. I've seen him in other movies too. Like, this whole movie is good. Like, where there's supposed to be comedy in the movie, it works, okay? And then, like, Danielle Harris's character is supposed to be kind of like a badass, you know what I mean? Like, it shows her when we're first introduced to her, she's like, you know, training MMA and boxing and stuff, you know. And this Gary Casper's character, Gus, he's supposed to be like a weapons expert and whatever, he's special forces. But they're, you know, when the pressure gets on them, when the shit starts to go down, they don't turn into these bumbling fucking buffoons like so many other movies do, where they, you know, they're hard asses when nothing's happening, but then when shit goes down, they just turn into these fucking bumbling buffoons. And it didn't happen in this movie. They still stayed badass. They still tried to survive and fight this big hulking creature, and it just worked. And then they had to deal with Max and his bullshit, and I don't know. I like this movie. And then also too, they've taken it to another. You know, I hope they make more of these. I'd be curious to see where they go. I hope they don't cheese them out too much. Like, this movie doesn't take itself too seriously, which really helps. But when you get into the third act, and you kind of find out where they're going to go with this movie and what's happening in this underground army bunker and stuff, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually a smidge excited and very interested to see if they put a third movie out, just to see where it goes. But beyond that, I probably said too much as it is, but I don't know, man. I saw the fucking poster for this movie, and I thought, there's no way in hell I am going to watch this fucking movie, because it does not look good at all. But man, oh man, I am so glad that I watched this movie, because I thought it was fucking great. To give it a rating, you know, like, I got to be honest, I'm probably going to give it a 7, okay? You might watch this movie and not like it at all, but I don't know, there was just something that clicked with me that I liked. It was just, you know, this big hulking creature guy, like he can get hurt, and they can do, you know what I mean? Like, he's not one of these Mike Myers guys or Jason, you know what I mean? Where he can take like a bazillion shots to the chest and keep coming at you. Like, I don't know, it was just the way they did it, and all the gore was practical. I don't know, it worked for me. I really did like this movie. It kind of took me back to the style of movies I used to watch when I was like the low budget horror movies when I was a kid almost. So, I don't know, I liked it. It's out now. It's called Redwood Massacre Annihilation. Don't let the poster fool you. Again, whoever made the poster for this movie, terrible fucking poster. Like, don't let that fool you. It's way better than the poster makes it look. So if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think about it. And if you haven't, I am highly recommending you go watch this movie. I thought it was great. And yeah, get back to me and let me know what you think. So if you have other movies you want me to watch, I can't promise you I'll get to all of them because I get a lot of people asking me to watch movies, but just drop them in the comment sections and I'll do my best to them, or do my best to get to them, you know, if I can, if I have time. So I got to keep up on the new stuff too, but which this is new, but a lot of people are asking me to watch movies too that are a couple of years old. So, you know, just drop them in the comments if I can get to them. I definitely will, and if I do watch one of the movies that you recommended, I'll drop your name as well, so as long as I don't forget. So anyways, Redwood Massacre Annihilation, it is out now. I highly recommend it. Give it a watch. If you've seen it, let me know. And yeah, until next time, guys, stay scared.